Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something simple, yet life-changing. You don't get in life what you want, you get what you become. And if you want more, you've got to become more. The secret isn't out there. The breakthrough isn't on the mountaintop. It's in you. And until you decide to force yourself to level up, nothing changes. Growth doesn't knock on your door politely. It doesn't come with confetti or applause. It comes with discomfort, with discipline, with choosing to say, I will not stay the same. You've got to push yourself when no one's watching. Stretch your mind, expand your vision, sharpen your habits. Don't wait for motivation. It's a luxury. Really on decisions. Really on discipline. Every day is asking you a question. Will you level up today? Will you rise a little higher, think a little clearer, act a little bolder? If you want to change your life, change your standards. If you want to reach a new level, leave the old one behind. You can't be casual with greatness. You've got to be intentional. You've got to say, I'm going to grow even if it's uncomfortable. Even if it's slow. Even if it costs me the old version of me. And let me remind you the best part. You don't have to change everything overnight, but you do have to start. Start reading. Start thinking. Start moving. Start becoming. Because the only thing standing between you and the life you want is the version of you you're willing to build. You can't climb higher by staying the same. If you want to rise, you've got to outgrow the level you're on. Discipline weighs ounces, regret weighs tons. It's better to feel the pain of discipline today than the pain of regret tomorrow. You don't wait for the mood to be right. Successful people do it whether they feel like it or not. Small improvements compound. One good decision a day might not seem like much, but string them together and you've built a new life. Success is attracted, not pursued. Who you become determines what you attract. You can't hire someone to do your push-ups. No one else can grow for you. It's a personal process. Excuses are nails used to build houses of failure. Replace excuses with action. You're either growing or decaying. Life has no neutral gear. Choose to grow. What you feed your mind, you feed your future. Read, listen, learn, guard your mind like it's a vault. Force creates motion. Sometimes you won't feel like it, and that's when you must. Push yourself and the momentum will follow. You can't climb higher by staying the same. That's just how life works. If you want to reach the next level, whether it's in your career, your health, your relationships, or your finances, you've got to become the kind of person who belongs on that level. See, life doesn't promote you based on time served. It promotes you based on growth. Some folks think that if they just hang around long enough, success will stumble into their lap. But it doesn't work that way. Time doesn't change things you do. You've got to become more valuable, more disciplined, more focused. You've got to upgrade your mindset, polish your skills, stretch your comfort zone. Because the truth is, every level of life demands a different version of you. And the version of you that's comfortable, that's passive, that's been coasting, it's not invited to the next level. So ask yourself, are you growing? Are you learning? Are you practicing the little disciplines that build big futures? Or are you standing still, hoping the world will change while you stay the same? The ladder of success doesn't lower itself. You've got to climb. And climbing means effort. It means change. It means letting go of some habits, letting go of some people, maybe even letting go of the old stories you've told yourself. Staying the same might feel safe, but it's not. It's the most dangerous thing you can do in a world that keeps moving. If you want to go higher, you've got to grow stronger. You've got to grow wiser. You've got to grow up and into the kind of person who's ready for more. So don't fear the climb, embrace it, because on the other side of growth is everything you've been hoping for. Discipline weighs ounces, regret weighs tons. It's one of those truths that hits you harder the longer you live. You see, discipline asks for a little today, a bit of your time, a slice of your comfort, a moment of focus when distractions are pulling at you. It's the small cost you pay up front for the rewards you want later. Waking up early to read, that's an ounce. Saying no to that second slice of cake, an ounce. Making the call you've been avoiding, an ounce. Showing up when you don't feel like it, just an ounce. It's never too heavy in the moment. It might sting, but it doesn't crush you. Now compare that to regret. Regret doesn't show up right away. It waits. It creeps in when it's quiet, when the opportunity has passed, when the door is closed. That's when it settles on your shoulders, not as an ounce, but like a ton of bricks. Regret is realizing you could have done better, but didn't. It's knowing you had time and you wasted it. It's looking back at the gap between who you are and who you could have been and knowing that gap is filled with missed disciplines. That's why discipline is a gift. It may be inconvenient now, but it saves you from the pain of wishing you'd done things differently. It's a small price that buys you freedom. Regret, on the other hand, is the debt you pay for doing nothing. So when you're tempted to skip the hard thing, to procrastinate, to settle, remember this: you're either carrying a few ounces today or dragging a ton tomorrow. The choice is always yours, and every day you choose discipline, you lighten your future. Don't wait for the mood to be right. If you only act when you feel like it, life will pass you by while you're waiting for inspiration to strike. The mood is a luxury, discipline is a necessity. You see, if success only came to the motivated, the well-rested, the perfectly inspired, the world would be empty of high achievers. Because most of the people who've built something meaningful did it in spite of how they felt. They showed up tired. They worked through doubt. They moved forward even when the mood said, not today. Waiting on the mood is like waiting for the wind to blow just right before you start walking. You'll still be standing there years from now, holding a dream that never got off the ground. The mood is unreliable, but action creates motion, and motion creates momentum. And momentum is what gets things done. There's something powerful about starting, especially when you don't feel like it. The moment you act, something shifts inside you. The mind says, all right, I guess we're doing this. And the energy follows. But that energy only shows up after the decision, not before. So don't put your future on pause, waiting for a feeling that might never come. Decide, move, get in motion. Because the person who acts without the mood will always outrun the who waits for the perfect feeling. And the truth is, once you train yourself to move anyway, you don't need the mood anymore. You just need the mission. Small improvements compound. That's one of the great secrets of life. You don't need to overhaul everything in a day. You just need to get a little better consistently. One small improvement made every day doesn't seem like much in the moment, but over time it turns into something remarkable. Think of it like planting seeds. You don't drop a seed in the soil and expect a tree tomorrow, but you water it. You give it sunlight. You protect it from weeds. Day by day it grows. Quietly. Invisibly at first, but eventually it breaks through the ground and then one day it stands tall. That's how growth works. A new habit here. A better choice there. One more page read. One more workout finished. One more honest conversation. Tiny steps taken consistently start to add up in a way that surprises you. Suddenly you're making better decisions without even thinking about it. Your confidence improves. Your thinking sharpens. Your energy increases. Not because of one big moment, but because of 100 small ones. Most people ignore the small stuff because it doesn't feel impressive. They want the dramatic change, the overnight success. But that kind of thinking is what keeps people stuck. Real progress is quiet. It's steady. It builds in the background while no one's watching. The magic is in the daily. Do the little thing today, then do it again tomorrow. Stack enough of those days together, and before long, you won't even recognize the person you used to be. So don't underestimate the power of small improvements. They don't just change your results, they change you. And once you've changed, everything else follows. Success is attracted, not pursued. That means you don't chase success down the street. You become the kind of person it naturally finds. You don't run after it with desperation. You develop yourself until success has no choice but to show up. See, success is a result. It's not a goal you chase. It's a byproduct of who you are. People spend years trying to find shortcuts, trying to chase opportunities, trying to get lucky. But the truth is, success doesn't respond to wishful thinking. It responds to preparation. It responds to character. It responds to value. You have to become more valuable to the marketplace, to your relationships, to your own future. And how do you become more valuable? You grow. You invest in your mind. You improve your habits. You sharpen your discipline. You learn the things most people ignore. You do the work when no one's watching. And slowly but surely, success starts to lean in your direction. Think of it like a magnet. You don't beg the metal to move. You just strengthen the magnet. You make yourself into a force that pulls opportunity your way, not by force, but by attraction. When you raise your standards, you raise the level of results you're capable of handling. That's why some people seem to always have doors opening for them. It's not luck, it's alignment. They've aligned their thoughts, their work ethic, their values, and their skills with the kind of outcomes they want. And once that alignment is in place, the results show up almost naturally. So stop chasing and start becoming. Don't ask, how can I get more? Ask, how can I be more? Because when you get better, everything else gets better too. Success can't resist a person who's earned it. You can't hire someone to do your push-ups. That might sound funny, but it holds one of the deepest truths about growth and responsibility. No matter how rich you are, how connected you are, or how clever you are, you cannot delegate personal development. There are just some things in life you have to do yourself. You can pay someone to mow your lawn, fix your car, or even cook your meals. But when it comes to getting stronger, wiser, more disciplined, or more capable, you've got to show up for that work personally. No one else can think for you, learn for you, grow for you, or become for you. That's the difference between effort and outsourcing. You can't outsource transformation. You can't hand someone a check and say, go make me better. It doesn't work like that. If you want to grow, you've got to pick up the weight and do the lifting. Mentally, emotionally, physically, whatever it is, the effort has to come from you. And here's the beauty of it, because it's all on you. The reward is yours too. Every step forward you take becomes a deposit into your own bank of confidence. Every time you show up for the hard stuff, you build internal strength. The kind of strength no one can take away because you earned it. It's tempting to look for someone to rescue us, to hope someone else will come along and fix what we've neglected. But the truth is, lasting change begins when you stop looking for shortcuts and start taking ownership. So when it's time to grow, grab your own mat, hit your own reps, and do your own push-ups. That's how you build the kind of life worth having, one honest, disciplined rep at a time. Excuses are nails used to build houses of failure. And every time you make one, you're hammering another nail into the walls that keep you stuck. Now, they might sound reasonable, even clever. I'm too busy. It's not the right time. I don't have the resources, but no matter how polished they are, excuses don't move you forward. They hold you in place. It's easy to find reasons not to start, not to try, not to change. The mind is good at protecting your comfort. It will build an entire case to justify staying where you are, but comfort never built a legacy. It never led anyone to greatness. All it ever produced was missed potential and quiet regret. And here's what makes excuses so dangerous: they feel safe. They take the pressure off. They let you off the hook, at least for a little while. But slowly, they build a structure around your life. A structure where the ceilings are low, the walls are tight, and the windows are sealed shut. Before you know it, you're living inside a house you built with your own excuses. But the moment you stop making excuses, even just one, you start pulling those nails out. One by one, the walls begin to loosen. The space around you opens up. Suddenly, you see possibility again. You realize it was never the world holding you back. It was the story you kept telling yourself. The most freeing day of your life is when you stop defending your limitations and start tearing them down. Take responsibility. Own your mistakes. Learn from your setbacks. Use your energy to build something real, not another excuse. Because if you're going to build something, build strength, build character, build a future. But don't waste your life building a prison of your own making. You're either growing or decaying. There's no standing still. Life doesn't allow for neutral. You're either moving forward or you're quietly slipping backward, whether you see it happening or not. Growth is intentional. It takes effort. It requires you to stretch beyond what's comfortable. It means picking up the book instead of the remote, having the tough conversation instead of avoiding it, choosing discipline over delay. Growth doesn't happen by accident. It's the result of deliberate choices, daily decisions that push you a little further than the day before. Decay, on the other hand, is effortless. All you have to do is nothing. Just coast. Just wait. Just do the same thing today that you did yesterday and the day before. Slowly, your skills dull, your mindset weakens, your confidence fades. You don't notice it right away. Decay is sneaky like that, but over time it becomes clear you're not where you once were, and you're certainly not where you could be. People say, I'm just maintaining, but the truth is there's no such thing. If you're not improving your health, it's declining. If you're not deepening your relationships, they're drifting. If you're not learning, you're forgetting. If you're not growing, you're decaying. And here's the good news: growth is always available. No matter where you are, no matter what age, no matter the past, but you have to choose it. You have to wake up and say, today I'm going to grow, even if it's just by 1 inch, because those inches add up, and over time they lead to a life of strength, clarity, and impact. So ask yourself, am I getting better or just older? Am I growing wiser or just repeating the same year over and over? Choose growth every single day, because it's the only way to make sure you're not quietly drifting into a life you never intended to live. What you feed your mind, you feed your future. It's as simple and as powerful as that. Your mind is like fertile soil. Whatever you plant, it will grow. Plant seeds of wisdom, discipline, faith, and ambition, and over time, you'll harvest clarity, confidence, and results. But plant doubt, fear, gossip, and negativity, and don't be surprised when confusion and frustration start showing up in your life. Most people are more careful about what they feed their stomachs than what they feed their minds. They'll read labels on food but consume junk thoughts without a second thought. But here's the truth: your diet isn't just what you eat, it's what you read, what you watch, who you listen to, and what you say to yourself every day. If you fill your mind with garbage, you'll live out garbage results. If you spend your time watching mindless content, scrolling endlessly, listening to people complain, guess what you start to think like? That's right, the same people you're tuning into. But if you spend your time reading good books, listening to ideas that challenge you, surrounding yourself with people who push you higher, your thinking elevates. And when your thinking elevates, so does everything else. You can't build a strong future with a weak mindset. You've got to protect your mental environment the same way you protect your home. You wouldn't let just anyone walk in and trash your living room, so don't let just any thought walk into your mind and trash your potential. Your mind is the command center for your future. Guard it. Feed it wisely. Because every day, with every word, every idea, every influence, you're shaping the person you're becoming. And the person you become is the one who builds the life you live. So make sure what you're feeding your mind today is worthy of the future you're trying to build tomorrow. Force creates motion. It's one of the simple yet undeniable laws of success. You can dream, you can plan, you can think, you can talk, but until you put some real force behind your actions, nothing will move. Nothing will change. You're just sitting in neutral. The world doesn't move because you wish it to. It moves because you create momentum. Momentum is not something that just happens. It's something you build. And the way you build it is by applying consistent force, by pushing yourself when you don't feel like it, by taking the first step, even if it's small, and then another, and then another. It's the action that creates the motion. It's the force you put into it that gets things going. Imagine trying to push a car. It's heavy at first, it doesn't budge, and it feels impossible. But once you get it moving even just a little, it's easier to keep it rolling. The more you push, the more momentum you generate. The more momentum you have, the easier it is to keep moving. The key is to get it started. The key is to apply force even when it's hard, even when you're not sure of the outcome. That's why most people fail to achieve their goals. They don't apply enough force to get the motion started. They think the results will just come, that the universe will somehow push the car for them. But life doesn't work that way. You've got to apply the effort. You've got to take the first step and then the second and the third. Every time you push yourself, you create motion. Every time you take action, you move closer to the results you want. The best part is, once the motion is there, it builds on itself. The more you move, the more momentum you gain. The more momentum you have, the more progress you make. It all starts with force, the willingness to move even when you don't feel like it, the discipline to push through the discomfort, and the commitment to keep going until you reach your destination. So if you want your life to move in the direction you desire, don't wait for motivation to strike. Create your own force. Create your own momentum, because in the end, it's not about waiting for things to change. It's about changing things with the force you apply every single day.